all, so welcome to my channel. Well, in this video I'm going to tell you about your Darakaraka or your 7th Lord in Pushya Nakshatra. But before we get started, please subscribe my channel and follow me on Instagram. And if you want to take my personal consultation, so please check the link below. Okay, so let's restart our video. So when your Darakaraka or your 7th Lord is sitting in Pushya Nakshatra, it shows that your spouse will carry these characteristics or features or traits of this nakshatra. Okay, Pushya Nakshatra is the 8th nakshatra. It falls totally in the sign of Cancer. It is a very amazing nakshatra because it represents expansion, and it also represents all the kinds of material comfort that one can enjoy in this material world. So it shows that your spouse will definitely bring wealth in your life or will bring some kind of expansion, because this is a material nakshatra which represents material prosperity. So that's why your spouse can bring materialistic pleasure in your life. The cow udder is the symbol of this nakshatra. It's ruled by Saturn, and the deity of this nakshatra is Lord Brihaspati. So your spouse will carry the features of all these things, like will be lonely kind of person like Saturn, will be loyal, will be like a guru to you, will always want to teach you something or tell you something, because after coming from Adra, Punarvasu, and like going towards the end of this nakshatra belt, your spouse has really gained a lot of knowledge. And because it's ruled by Lord Brihaspati, who is the guru of the gods, that's why your spouse will have a lot of intelligence and will be very educated or will be very much into education. Even if not, then your spouse will always guide you in your life, will always give you the right advice, and will always be there for you. Just like a guru or teacher, they are really wise and they understand. They're not immature, they are highly matured, because Saturn is old man, so they are really matured. Jupiter and Saturn all are coming in one domain. So yes, your spouse will be definitely intelligent person, and because it's Pushya, your spouse will be very kind, very helpful, will always try to help anyone who is in need, will have good behavior, okay, and will be so much emotional, will always want to help people and give love to others. So one amazing thing is that your spouse will really love you, and if you have ever desired that kind of emotional love in your life or emotional support, then you will definitely get it, because you will get that kind of spouse who will always love you. Okay, but your spouse, if your spouse will give you love, he will also want that you to love them, because if you won't do that, it will hurt your spouse. So you will also have to love equally to your spouse, otherwise they will feel really frustrated. Your spouse will always want to be at home or work from home or always be at his comfort zone. Even if he goes to work in an office, he will always want to be in a comfort zone or have enjoyment. Okay, will never like to work under pressure, or will never like to force himself to work in the environment which is not comfortable to your spouse. Okay, and if you or anyone else would interfere with their comfort zone, they will really not like it. Okay, they always want to be at home or in the comfort zone. That's why they really don't want to take any step that would make them feel like they will have to work really harder. So they always choose to do anything in which they can do it easily rather than putting a lot of hard work. Okay, but that doesn't mean that they don't do hard work. They definitely do, but they will do in such a way that they will feel comfortable with it. Okay, and your spouse will also be very religious, will believe highly in the whatever are your religious beliefs or customs, no matter whatever is your religion, but your spouse will be uh, towards the religious beliefs and the old traditions and customs that are in your family or your spouse's family. So your spouse will be very much attached to the religious customs and the beliefs. So this is the thing, okay? And your spouse will not be that spiritual because here it's the beginning of spirituality. So that's why your spouse will not be that spiritual but will be religious, okay? And there is a vast difference between being religious and being spiritual. Okay, so your spouse will be religious rather than being um, spiritual. Your spouse will also be too much attached to his mother and to its homeland, and will be ready to do anything for their motherland or their home. They always want to walk on the right path, and they have some set principles, and they always want to follow their principles always rather than deviating from their path. Okay, and they're always honest and truthful, and they're really trustworthy. You can really always trust them because it is represented by Lord Brihaspati, and Saturn is also unless and until it's not afflicted. Now if you have Sun here, it shows that your spouse will be emotional, will be family oriented, okay, will be highly dominative, but that doesn't mean that your spouse will always dominate you, because now the intelligence of a guru is coming into play. So that's why your spouse might only become a leader or order you when your spouse would feel that he really needs to do so. Okay, and will be highly good looking as well. So it really promises a good spouse, and who might be working in government or something. Now if it's moon, then moon is an own sign in the Pushya Nakshatra. It's really good. Your spouse will be very emotional and also will be attached to his motherland, will be very good looking, very beautiful, have a glowing face, charming face. Your spouse will also bring wealth in your life, but sometimes they might become over emotional and give you too much love, and when that love wouldn't be returned, they might feel not comfortable. And when moon is here, it really makes your spouse someone who is very much obsessed for comforts, who always want to be in the comfort zone of home. If it's Venus, then it's really good, but here it makes your spouse to find someone who is really made for them, and even if you are finding someone who is really actually made for you, so you might find your soulmate here. And Venus here will also give a beautiful and good looking spouse who is really into maybe in any kind of education field, okay, or maybe into an astrology as well, but will be very creative and will be very intelligent. If it is Mercury, then Mercury here gives you a intelligent spouse, someone who is very business minded person, but your spouse here will be always curious about knowing the old things, may it be old emotions or may it be any past experience. And will love to discuss about the past experiences. So it's better you don't hide something from your spouse. If it is Mars, then Mars here doesn't know how to deal with knowledge, because Mars is a soldier. Now your spouse has been given the task of being a guru, along with having the qualities of Mars. So sometimes your spouse might be too much aggressive when it would come to the knowledge and the beliefs that your spouse might be having. Sometimes your spouse might force you to follow or believe what he actually believes. Okay, because the aggression of Mars is here. Sometimes your spouse will give you so much love, okay, but along with that, your spouse may hurt you by giving you anger or like being sometimes rude. So Mars features will be there, but yes, will have hard time in expressing his or her emotions. If it's Jupiter, then it's exalted here, so it's really good to have Jupiter. But it also shows that if you have Darakaraka or 7th Lord here, you have actually lived a married life, and you have had whatever you really wanted to have in your past lives. So it gives you a spouse who is like really like a guru to you, and maybe in your past life your spouse was a guru or a teacher or something in somewhere, and your spouse will bring positivity and new expansion of knowledge and prosperity. Okay, it will be definitely good looking, will have the intelligence of a guru, will love to teach and speak and read about spirituality, about religion. Okay, if it's Saturn, then Saturn is in the Pushya Nakshatra. It may give you delayed marriage, or you may marry after a certain age, because you have to still realize the worth of marriage or the value of marriage and having a relationship. And it will definitely bring a lot of wealth in your life after later in your life when your spouse would come in your life. It gives a spouse who is really very kind of having a cold nature and will never express love or something, because they really feel shy to do that, and will not be that romantic, because your spouse is now getting influenced by Saturn, who is old wise person. So rather than being romantic, they are wise, and they would deal with the situations wisely. So this is the thing, okay. But that doesn't mean your spouse will not love you. Your spouse will always love you, always be loyal towards you, but they will never tell you how much they really love you. And they will not be too much attached as well. They will be practical, living in the real world situations, okay. I hope you really enjoyed the video, guys. I hope you really got an answer of your question. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me, and thank you for everything. Bye.